So let's just settle in to our meditation position. Feet are flat on the floor, shoulders are aligned with the hips. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. Really try and lengthen the spine. Lengthen your neck. And then the idea is to relax. So we want to be nicely aligned, but also very relaxed while we do our meditation. So you can think about relaxing the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, and the mouth, and the back of the head, the back of the neck, and allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down and relax the throat, the chest, the belly, and all of your limbs. And just notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. Be aware of any sounds in your environment. So just allow the sounds to be there. Try not to kind of run off and investigate with the mind. And then bring the mind back to the breath and notice what's arising. Notice any niggly discomfort. And you can, if you wish, you can categorize the thoughts that you're having. If it makes it life easier. Thinking, remembering. And then you can just allow those thoughts, if you wish, just to imagine them floating away, that little group of thoughts. And then just notice the people of your life around you. Imagine them here with you, the loved ones, the ones who are very dear to you, who help you, who support you, you help and support them. And then there's our the ones we don't like so much and our strangers. Just imagine they all change place at any time. Imagine they're all the same. They're all equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering, and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. And we'll do this meditation for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings, as well as the ones we've just mentioned. Lorraine, Barbara's friend in hospital. Imagine them all here with us. So there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. Nami Yoshi used to say, we create negativity with our mind so we can change it by creating positivity instead. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on the logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of the future suffering that we ourselves will experience. And we know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance, and we turn to the Buddha, Vajrasattva, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. So we're not looking for Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're looking really more, he's not like a higher power, we're looking really more towards him as, a medicine person with methods that we can use and that we can use to heal ourselves. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And here you can also imagine this is your teacher manifesting in this form, for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. Has a beautiful face. It's radiant. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And so here is our little bit on compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings and the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us by developing a wish for them to be free from suffering. So think particularly of maybe someone you've harmed recently in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them in the future. So just make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. It arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe and Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe and Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe and Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Miboa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Sata Hompe, and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Situkai Meboa, Sipokai Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hompe, and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dinapatita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hompe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And the next is the purification of your speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Sata Hompe, and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hompe, and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hompe, and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hompe, and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hompe, and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hompe, and Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Sutokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anurakta Meboa, Sawa Siddhi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hompe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech, including yourself. And then remember also everything that you write, either on paper or type, that's also speech. So try and think that whatever you put out there might benefit one sentient being somewhere. So next is the purification of the mind. Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room, you flick on that switch, and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. And the moment the light hits your heart chakra, so it's similar. The light, the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all of your attachment and neediness, bitterness, anger, jealousy, depression, anxiety, resentment, grudges, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dina Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dina Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe ambajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dina meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Ambajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawatata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Ambajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe ambajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe ambajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita dina meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Ambajrasapa samaya manupalaya vajrasapa dina patita. Dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, imagine these are completely purified, they're gone, they're finished. And now think there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So we do have a little bit of time, so let's just meditate on that. Imagine your mind expanding. Just a couple of minutes. Next is the purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sending light and nectar. It fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dira Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasedi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasappa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasappa Dina Patita Dira Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasedi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasedi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya Vajrasappa dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. So now feel completely purified, not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. And again, we'll meditate for a minute or so and imagine even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. And as we know, it's a really crucial step. And this is the determination to not harm with our body and speech and our mind, or to at least think about refraining from harming. And without this, making a decision like this, we're just going to keep doing the same old things. And this determination, this aspiration to not harm becomes like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. You know, as Rinpoche used to say, everything exists on the tip of the wishes. So think of something that you would like to work on or have been working on. But first of all, remember to rejoice in your efforts. your long-term efforts. Some of you have been coming for now almost 3 years. And your short-term efforts and the different bits and pieces that you've been working on for yourself. And also rejoice in each other's practice and each other's determination and progress. It's quite a sweet little group of support here. So that's made up of all of you. So anyway, going back to think of something that you would like to, work on. Could be your speech. Maybe you only really want to work on it for 30 seconds tomorrow at some point. So just do like that, humbly, quietly, at your own pace. And this determination to try and refrain is what gives us the strength to do so. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the 3 circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So, at whatever level you understand emptiness, whatever you've heard about it, even if it's just the word emptiness that you understand, just place your mind there for a moment. And just remember, all phenomena are just a bunch of causes and conditions, dependent arisings. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they exist. So the way I smell grass is different to the way a dog smells grass. Let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And then for His Holiness Dalai Lama, just a strong wish for His Holiness to live long, have a happy life, and to be able to continue to serve others. The swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche's unmistaken reincarnation. And then for your own teachers, any of your own teachers who you have, whether they're young or old, doesn't matter. All right. Lots of love, everybody. Good night. Thank you very much. And I will see some of you, all of you, tomorrow evening. Thank you. Nice to see you all. Thank you very much.